What is going on, guys? My name is Patrick, aka Chief Pat, and today bringing you guys the next episode of my Let's Play Clash of Clans series. And today we're finally going to be doing the most important thing at Town Hall 7, and that's going to be building our Barbarian King, and we're only 1900 Dark Elixir away. So I've been getting a lot from my drill, and I think we'll be able to get the rest of it just by doing some good raids, trying to enter the center of the base by using Giant Healer and some other strategies. So let's go ahead and do that today and attack this first base right here. So it has a pretty good amount of regular resources, over 530,000, as well as it does have 675 Dark Elixir, so that'll definitely put us on the right path. And let's go ahead and attack this guy's base. And you can see I am using Giant Healer. I've got 16 Giants, a Healer, 20 Goblins, 70 Archers, and a couple of Wall Breakers. So deciding where I want to attack from, I want to make sure I take care of one of the air defense first. And seeing as this air defense on the top right is the easiest to get to, I'm going to go ahead and take care of the one on the bottom, or on the bottom right. So I can just go ahead and drop my Giants up here. No other defenses are in the way. They're going to go straight to that air defense, and then after that goes down, I can just drop my Healer, and the rest of my Giants should be safe right there. So I did only bring one Healer, and sometimes I do like to bring two. We're gonna have to see how effective my Giants are and if they can stay alive long enough, but right now we'll see how it works out. And seeing as I do have 16 Giants, if they do go down, it's gonna be a long time before those guys get taken out. Alright, so since I have 70 Archers, I have plenty of those guys to spread around the base. I'm going to make sure to drop those guys behind the Giants, and I'm going to try my best to make sure that they don't get hit and distract my Healer. And I'm sort of just trying to drop them into safe zones, but you can see my Giants, rather than go into the base, they're being distracted by the defenses on the outside, and it's sort of making it hard for my Archers to stay behind them. And because of that, most of my Archers I dropped on top died, and the only ones that are going to be left are going to be on the bottom right. So I'm just going to go ahead and spam those guys now, and seeing as they shouldn't be looping around anymore, my Giants shouldn't be looping around the base anymore, my Archers should be safe for the rest of this raid unless the mortars retarget them after the Giants get a little bit too close. Alright, so things are looking pretty good right now. It doesn't look like we're going to be able to get 3-star, just taking a look at what type of units we have left. We don't have any clan castle troops. We don't have too many Archers left, since a couple, I'd say about maybe 40 of them died on the top right. So we only have the rest of the guys on the bottom left, and the rest of my Giants are sort of going down. I only have a couple of Giants left. They really did do their job though. They kept most of my guys protected, except when they ran around the side of the base, but they did live for a pretty long time. It's been over a minute and 45 seconds into this raid. So overall, I'd say they did a pretty good job. And in the end, we ended up stealing a pretty good amount of resources. So we didn't get all the Dark Elixir. Turns out we only got a little bit over 400. We still have a couple of Archers left. Those guys are going to run in and take a couple more shots at that Dark Elixir storage. But in the end, I think we did a pretty good job for this raid, and let's go ahead and check out what we got. Alright, so in total, 142,000 gold, 348,000 elixir, 456 Dark Elixir, and 8 trophies, so really not too bad. And let's go ahead and try something out on the next raid. Alright, so this guy here, while he might not have a lot of Dark Elixir, he sure does have a lot of gold and elixir, so I'm going to go ahead and attack him. And I did bring Barbarian Archer, and I decided I would just spam a lot of my troops on the outside of the base. I don't think I've used Barch a lot in this series. If you guys haven't used Barch before, it's pretty much the oldest attack strategy in the game, and yeah, you can use it whether you're in bronze, you can use it in Champions League. It's effective in pretty much every division, even though my barbarians don't have too much health right now, and my Archers don't do as much damage as I would want them to. I think it's still a pretty good strategy right now. I don't think it's as effective as the using Giants and Wall Breakers and Goblins, at least at this lower levels, just because of the fact that the Barbarians and Archers tend to go down pretty quickly, and the Archers don't deal enough damage to take care of the gold mines and elixir pumps quick enough. But still, it's really, really inexpensive. It's the quickest thing to train up, and I used it on this base, and I had a lot of success. So I didn't end up getting all of the gold. I had to drop my last lightning spell on that gold mine right there, but I still stole over, I guess, what is that, 700,000 or close to 700,000 with the bonus, as well as 120 Dark Elixirs. So honestly, that was a pretty solid raid. Alright, so one thing I didn't do in the first raid, I took an even amount of Barbarians and Archers, and in general, you want to have more Archers than Barbarians. I know on my main account, where I have 240 army camp spots, I use 160 Archers and 80 Barbarians, so since I don't have 240 on this, I only have 200, I think. I've been using like 75 Barbarians and 125 Archers, and it's worked pretty well, and pretty much the same thing on this base, and yeah, I'm stealing pretty much all the gold and elixir. I had a raid before this where I did get a lot of Dark Elixir, so I'm sitting at 9,887 Dark Elixir, and we're super close to getting to 10,000 and upgrading the Barbarian King. I think it's only maybe It might cost like 3 or 5 gems to get the rest of the Dark Elixir, but I'm just going to go ahead and farm it out on one more raid after this, since this guy didn't have any in his base because all of his resources were in his mines and pumps, and we ended up getting over 550,000 just for dropping a couple of tier 1 troops, and that raid was definitely super profitable. Alright, so this looks like this is going to be our final raid. Over 1.1 million available. Unfortunately, he is a pretty well upgraded Town Hall 9, as well as a lot of his stuff is in his storages, so I'm not going to be able to get to it, but I'm going to try to get as much as I can from the mines and pumps. I'm going to make sure that I attack the Dark Elixir drills to cap out on my Dark Elixir, and yeah, we should get a pretty hefty profit from this raid, even though we're definitely not going to get it all, and it's a little bit depressing. I wish I was a little bit higher of a level and I could take advantage of all this loot, but yeah, I'm going to take as much as I can. In fact, my gold is already capped out, which is depressing as well. I think I'm going to lose around 100 to 200,000 for not capping out my gold storage, and we're still going to get a pretty good amount of elixirs, seeing as not a lot of it was inside of the storages, and yeah, that looks like it's going to be it for this one. We have one archer left. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up there. Still, we got over 680,000 resources for doing pretty much nothing, as well as we did get enough Dark Elixir to finish off our king. So let's go ahead and head back to base, do our upgrades, and we should be able to do a lot at the end of this episode. Alright, so like I said, inside of your army tab, we're going to be able to build the king. I don't think I've really talked about too much about what the king does, but the king is pretty much a permanent troop that you can use in every single battle after he sleeps off any damage that he takes in a previous battle, and he's pretty much like having a really, really powerful troop in every single raid that you do. He's super important. I used to compare him to having a P.E.K.K.A. in every single raid before they changed the values of him to where he doesn't do as much damage, but still, he's a super good tank, especially once we get him up to level 5. He'll be able to use his Iron Fist ability. And I'm also going to upgrade that Dark Elixir storage, seeing as I'm going to want to be able to hold a little bit more before we do the rest of our Dark Elixir upgrades. I think I can upgrade my minions at Town Hall 7, so I'm going to try to do that before I upgrade to Town Hall 8, as well as I'm going to spend as much gold as I can, which means I'm going to upgrade that Tesla from level 2 to level 3, rather than upgrading the one that's level 1. And yeah, overall, a lot of really, really profitable raids in this episode. I don't know what happened. I kept running into all these crazy resource bases. Even though I was looking for Dark Elixir, I was finding a ton of gold and regular Elixir just by using Barch, and it turned out to be a pretty good episode. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you drop a like. In the next episode, I'm just going to finish up tying up some loose ends around the base. We still have a couple of things to upgrade, like the air defense, the Teslas, stuff like that. So yeah, that's going to do it. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.